Hey guys, and welcome to game number 13 out of 100 of my Human vs. AI series, where I'll be taking on the AI-powered Scrabblebot BestBot in a 100-game match. It's been a pretty tough start to the series. We're currently sitting at 2-10 through 12 games, so definitely in need of some wins, and hopefully we can get started on that today. Let's go ahead and jump right in. It looks like BestBot is going to be first, and this is not what we wanted if we're trying to win a game. 3 I's, 2 A's, and a U. So it's looking like we're probably going to end up exchanging here. Maybe, depending on what BestBot does, we'll be able to play something like Inia or Unai for enough points to justify not exchanging. Maybe Iguana or something like that, but I don't know. It's going to be tough to imagine not trading around 5 tiles here, I would think. Yeah, I feel like we've had a lot of brutal early game draws like this in this series. I mean, with this kind of rack, it's it kind of doesn't really matter how many words you know. There's just not all that much to really be done. Okay, well, BestBot looks like it's having the opposite problem as us. Plays off 3 consonants, and yeah, probably after Jim we're still going to want to trade. I do have Iguana, word I was mentioning before, but this is terrible. It's only 9 points. It keeps 2 I's, and it also gives back some monster plays to the bot along the H column next to the second A, and also possibly a Z-bomb next to the first A. So definitely not interested in that at all. Similarly, Unai over here, it's only 10 points. It keeps a horrible leave, AII, and gives back a lot. So much better off trading. Of course, it's not the way you want to start a game if you can help it, but it's just the sound thing to do here. So I'm going to keep, I think, it's either AN or IN. Both of them are fine. I'll probably go with AN. Just because if the A's get reduplicated, it's a lot less worse than if the I's get reduplicated. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. All right, not terrible. If we actually we have a potential 8, and we got it. Wow, fanfaron. That is not a word I don't think I've ever played. Yeah, I mean, I guess this placement is better because if I play it in the other placement, it stops one before the triple line. Wow. That is, and we draw the blank. Let's go. Okay, that's what we needed. So, like, please give me an N, because that rack was pretty rough without that. That is a low probability 8, guys. 2 Fs, 2 Ns, and 2 As. And BestBot bangers with glitters. Do I have a triple-triple? Seems like a tough spot, but maybe. Let's go through the alphabet here. Definitely one worth taking our time. So, A is nothing, B is nothing, C is Celadones. I think that's it. D is nothing. E? No. F? No. G is Slogand and Donegals. Not a triple-triple. H is nothing. I is nothing. J, K, L? Nope. M? I don't think so. N? Doesn't look familiar either. O, P, Q. R is Ladrones and Solander. S? Is there anything with another S? I don't think so. T is Talons plus an S is nothing. U, V, W, X, Y, Z. I don't think so. So I'm probably better off doubling with 4 land, because that's 94. If I play Solander, that's only 77. So I'd like to block the S, but I'm not going to sacrifice 17 points to do that. Yeah, I feel pretty confident I'm not missing a triple-triple. It's a very high prop rack. I'd like to think I would see it pretty quickly if it were there. I went through the whole alphabet, and I'm pretty sure with those racks, I should know them well enough that I wouldn't miss anything. So, alright, let's go ahead and play 4-line. I don't want to waste too much time looking for something that I feel confident is not there. So, alright, definitely a lot of fireworks to start things off here. We end up taking a little bit of a lead after those exchanges, but BestBot definitely capable of causing some damage here through that S if it has the right rack. We'll see what it comes up with. Not a great draw for us, but at least we do have 1 vowel here, so this isn't terrible. Probably if it stays open, I'll just play trends or something like that. Score a few points, get rid of some consonants, take out that S. Could also play partner or pardoner over here. So we have some decent options. Probably going to be looking to play off a bunch of tiles and just kind of clear out this rack. There are some good tiles on this rack. You could also consider just playing Pard for 14. And yeah, so BestBot just plays Swag, and that is something we might want to consider because NERT is a very strong leave. The thing is, there aren't a ton of places to bingo on this board. I guess there are the floaters and glitters, but there really aren't any good lines for 7s. I don't see any better scoring plays besides something like Pardner. What's the pool situation? So it's 29-29. It's already, that's somewhat vowel heavy because the game starts with more consonants than vowels. So we're already even. That's interesting to note. I guess I could also consider drop. That's actually interesting because it sets up a T-hook for dropped as well. It's only 1 point less than Pard. It also takes away this X spot as well as, right, because right now there is potential for a pretty big X play on the J column here with Ox. There's also potential for some big plays down here, and drop takes away the X bomb and mostly takes away plays on the H column. So that's not a terrible idea, I don't think. I mean, also a nice thing about drop too, guys, is it keeps open this A in Fanfron, which is a really good tile for us to hit 8s. I think that's probably better. ENRT is a fantastic leave. Also with a somewhat vowel-heavy pull, if I can pull 2 more vowels, which is fairly likely, I'll hopefully be in good shape to bingo. Yeah, normally I tend to gravitate more towards turnover-heavy plays like Pardner. Also scores 11 more points. It turns over more for the blank, but there's a lot of vowels left. There's still a Q, some Vs. I think playing drop is probably bingo's often enough to be justifiable, because I have now the dropped hook for 7s. I've got the E in glitters and the A in Fanfron, 2 fantastic floaters, at least one of which is going to stay open. And it's also pretty defensive in terms of scoring. So I think I like this play. I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'm going to go for it. Okay, not a great draw. Get the W. I don't think we have a bingo. Winterer with an I? Anything through an A? I don't feel like there is. Warranty with another A, or possibly Wernerite. Maybe if somehow he floats a tile on the right side, we get a 9, but it's going to be unlikely. It's possible we'll get an I for Winterer, depending on what he does, but probably not. So if nothing else, maybe just renew for 24. Still keeps a pretty nice leave, scores a little bit. We absolutely want to get rid of our W and one of our R's. Okay, so yeah, BestBot looks like it's struggling with vowels. It plays Cooey. So renew is no longer available. We have a tie game. I don't think I have anything to this L. I mean, I have Newell, but RRT is pretty lousy. Not too keen on that. I mean, I don't think, like, just fishing off a W. This could bingo a lot, actually, because... Like, with an I have Terrine, Reinter, Rentier. It's interesting. I have Retainer through the A in Fanfaron. But if that gets blocked, I don't know what else would fit. It's not a crazy idea. I guess an E would give me Referent through the F. Enterer with dropped. Okay, I mean, this actually might hit a lot. An A, though, well, that gives me Terrain, which doesn't play, I don't think. Yeah, this probably doesn't quite hit enough. I don't know. It's not, it doesn't feel crazy, but I think I'm still better off just playing War and getting rid of the duplicates. I think it's a little bit too high variance. Is that my best play, though, War? It's only 16 points. No, I don't think I want to play Rawer. Gives back some front hooks I don't have. That doesn't seem smart. I could also now just switch gears and go for a turnover with Waterer, but I don't know. I still feel like ENRT is a strong enough leave. It's only 8 fewer points. I think War is still worth it. Because I have the dropped line and I have this A. I can't imagine playing Newell is correct. It's just such a bad leave from this rack, RRT. It's not that many points. Yeah, I don't War is not a very exciting play, don't get me wrong, but I just don't see anything else that gets rid of an R and a W that's exciting. I don't want to just play War, because I like keeping that A open. If I'm going to fish, I want to keep that A open for sure, because it goes really well with my rack. So, yeah, I think War is the play. There's also Swage, we should keep that in mind. I don't really have anything there now. I'm not going to just play WE, keeping 2 Rs. Yeah, alright, I think War it is. Huh. I have Teenier. Guess that plays over here, actually. Interesting. I wasn't even really thinking about playing over there, but yeah, so we pull a lot of vowels, which is not surprising given how vowel heavy that was. So yeah, hopefully Teenier will stay open. Do I have anything else? Nothing through the A. It's not retainy, it's detainy. I don't think there's any 8s through an F. Teenier doesn't fit with drop. There's no 8s with a T. Anything through this S? Eternized Teenseer. No. Pterodines. That almost fits, but DN. Huh. And Eternized doesn't work. So I think Teenier is the only playable bingo. Unless... No, there's no way Interknee... Interknee almost fits through this end, but not quite. Or Retinine doesn't work. So, alright. Yeah, we're just sort of hoping that BestBot doesn't block Teenier at this point. Really not much else to do here. Alright, it doesn't. And plays Nemo. We could play Teenier on top now. It doesn't open a triple-triple, but it scores a lot less, and it still puts that I there. That's still quite dangerous. So I would rather... It's actually probably less scary to put an R there, because like unless it somehow triple-triples, which is still not likely, it's not going to hurt me that badly through an R, since the R is already on the double letter. So yeah, I'm going to play Teenier here, and hopefully it doesn't triple-triple. Not a terrible draw. We actually have a very high scoring play up here of David for 47, which keeps a nice leave too of AH, and it plays picks quickly. So I think I gotta play David, right? I mean, I'd love to block this R, of course, but I'm also just, I don't have that big a lead, let's face it. I'm only up 12, there's a Q, a Z, a blank, 2 S's unseen. I can't afford to do something here that's paranoid, like Vare, right? Let's take Vare. This is a great example of a paranoid play. It's probably it's like a 26-point equity sacrifice. If I were up 150, then absolutely I should play something like Vare. But at this score, right, I'm going up 30, what am I going up? I'm going up 33. If the bot can easily make up that without even bingoing. Like, the last thing you want to do, guys, in this kind of position, like, I always say you shouldn't really play paranoid bingo defense unless you're really confident that your opponent is not coming back and winning without a bingo. And I am far from confident about that in this case. But David very often will force him to bingo, because that scores 47. That gives me a 60-point lead, which feels a lot more secure than a 30-point lead after Vare. So, yeah, not much to really think about here if you ask me. David's definitely the play. Okay, kind of a clunky-looking draw. We have Haiku for a nice play on the top, if that stays open. So we got that. What do we have through this R? Anything decent? I don't see anything great from that R or through it. Cowrie, I guess. That's not horrible, actually. Yeah, see, and now BestBot does keep scoring. And this lead is definitely not... not massive. Yeah, like, now Cowrie's probably fine. Keeping the H's is not terrible for scoring. And it's not like I have any other great options. I mean, Hike here, AEHU is not a very good leave. So Cowrie's probably better. I think even the 2 H's is better, just because it's not good for bingoing, but it is good for scoring. Do I have anything from this R? I don't think so. Like, for Maki, I need an M. Yeah, it's kind of tricky with the 2 H's and the K to come up with a long word here. Haiku doesn't really go anywhere else, I don't think. I mean, it goes... Actually, is this a crazy play? It sets up my H. It's kind of interesting. Huh. It's actually kind of a cool idea. Like, it sets up a big H play next turn. I mean, the thing is, there's still... Like, BestBot will probably... Is BestBot smart enough to realize what I'm doing? I also give back. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Haiku. I might be crazy. I feel like it used to not take an S, but I'm almost positive it does now. Yeah, I'm also giving back a big S hook. There's 2 S's unseen. I don't know. This is probably not smart. It is an interesting idea, just because there's nothing there he can have that's going to score a lot. I mean, there's an N, 2 T's, 2 S's, but it may be kind of tough for the bot to use that spot. Of course, I do also leave this R open. There's also Haku over here, which doesn't have the same setup. It just scores more to start. Yeah, EIH is probably a better leave than EHH. Again, keeping the 2 H's does give me some scoring options. So it's tricky. I mean, there are a lot of good tiles left there. So blocking the R is not a bad idea by any means. This is a tricky turn because I have a lot of reasonable options. I mean, I don't think a hike on the top right is right at all. But Haku or Haiku next to Swag are both reasonable. The thing is, the lane next to Swag, there's only 1 A left. So if he doesn't have that, it's going to be pretty tough for him to do anything there. Is there nothing better through this R than Kaori? Are we sure about that? I don't see it yet, but Rook, RUKH doesn't get to the triple. Maybe not. Yeah, Hiker doesn't fit. So yeah, I think it's between Kaori, Haiku, and Haku. They're all reasonable. I feel like I don't know. I don't hate my position after Kaori. I mean, I'm up 34. I have the 2 H's for scoring. I think taking out that R is important. I think I'm gonna go with this. Yeah, like last turn it would have just been way too big a sacrifice to take out the R, but this doesn't feel like that big a sacrifice, so I'm gonna do that. Okay. We got the Z, and again, I don't mind that for scoring, because I mean, BestBot very well could bingo at some point, but if I'm up enough that if BestBot bingos, if I can come back with a big scoring play, I may be able to outrun its bingo. Now, BestBot actually takes a lead here with Recoin. And I probably have to just play Doze on the top right and keep scoring. Again, I can't afford to just play defense too much because I'm very much at risk of getting outrun without a bingo. I mean, Doze scores 42 points. I don't know how else I score anywhere near that. Like, I'd love to play on the bottom to block a little bit. This is a somewhat scary pool. I mean, blank, SSTTREAII. There's a lot of good bingo dials, but there's also JVY, so maybe it didn't draw a bingo. I guess if I play Doze, so then it'll be a 7 versus... If it somehow bingos, then there'll be a 7 versus 7 endgame. Maybe, depending on what I draw, I could still win in some cases. It's going to be tough. But I think I need to score here. I mean, I just don't think I can afford to play for like 20 down below, and they can play Jive for 42 and just catapult itself right back into this game. So I think I have to play Doze. Oh, I got the blank. Okay. Well, that helps. That definitely helps. Do I have a bingo with this stuff? Probably not. I mean, 2 H's, it's tough. Hirely. No, it's not a word. Sort of feels like I should have something, but maybe not. Interesting. So the bot just plays Bovid. So, alright, 3 in the bag. This is going to be tough. I mean, is there a way I can, like, kind of block everything? Like, do I have any 7s through this? Oh, I mean, I guess you could still bingo with, like, something from this end. It's probably going to be hard for me to block truly everything. Because, yeah, if he has the A, he can also go here. So I guess really the question is, do I want to try to block and just hope it can't bingo? Or do I want to try to, like, counterfish and try to bingo back if it bingos? Or maybe even outrun it in an endgame, potentially? This is going to be really tough to compute properly. I mean, am I absolutely sure I don't have a bingo here, though? Because that would obviously be ideal. I mean, I don't think so. Hyper, no. Hydro. Seems tough. Maybe from this T. TH something. Yeah, it's just 2 H's and a Y is tough. I really don't think I have a bingo. So, alright, I guess if I don't empty the bag, then what am I doing? Something like Hoi? Or maybe, do I have like a setup? How about, no, I don't think this is gonna work. I'm trying to, if there's like a counter setup where I can set up a huge scoring play or something, maybe. Because sometimes that's a tactic. Like, if you think it's gonna bingo, like, set up a big scoring play. But I can't play Hin because of Shin and Thin. Yeah, Yin doesn't really work either. I don't see anything particularly good there. I mean, if I play like... Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about getting outrun in the end game if I can score well. So, I mean, what if I played like this? Because that blocks a lot of bingos. I guess there's still maybe some 9s even. And it can definitely still bingo next to swag, or I can play like... Well, what can I have there? Latest or something like that? I guess I need to decide, am I better off doing that, or trying to play off 1 or 2? I don't have anything great that plays off 1 or 2. That's the problem. I mean, if I just play off 1... See, the problem is, too, if the bot bingos, then it's going to be obstructing a lot of whatever counter bingos I might conceivably have. Do I have any 7s through this O? Like, not hover, it was hover fly, not hoverly horse, no. Huh. Holdery. Doesn't work. That might be a decent play. I mean, I could still... I guess I do still leave a lot, like, insulate open through this end, though. This end is kind of good to block. I mean, I think... See, okay, so if I play Shire, like, what can it bingo out with? So if I draw J-I-U, I lose. I mean, it would have to have the A, right? I guess, oh, it could have, like... What can it have? It could have Literatus. Is there anything I have that wouldn't put the R there? I can put a T here, too. Ethyl, but that doesn't block the N. I need to block that N for sure. I think I should block. I don't think my fishes do well. I've sort of decided I'm going to block. How about... No, that doesn't work. Yeah, maybe Shire is my only 5 there? I just don't see anything starting with a T. Yeah. Love to start with an A here too or something. But I also block stuff like Tastiest from this S. Yeah, I think Shire is probably fine. I mean, I guess also if I draw the J, I'm not stuck, right? Because I have a J spot here. It's not going to have enough points to outrun me. I definitely win if it doesn't bingo. And... Yeah, I mean, so it can have... Because, yeah, Salties doesn't fit. Like, a lot of things don't fit, actually. There's not a ton it can have. It would have to have the A. Yeah, it's like Latest and... I mean, what else, actually? There really aren't a ton of 7s I don't think they can have here. Yeah, I mean, I think... Oh, I guess... Yeah, it's probably just that and Literatus, mostly. I think this is the best play. And I think I blocked it. Wow, this is going to be a... weird endgame. Did it have... Maybe it did... Oh, it had Situates? Did that fit for it? I don't think so. No. Well, this is going to be a tough endgame, but I don't... Wait, yeah, Sinuates... So maybe it didn't have a bingo that I blocked. But it was close. Yeah, I have no idea if that was the right play, what I just did, but I think it was, because again, if I fished, the problem is, like, if I fished, if it bingoed, it was going to probably block whatever bingo I hit, because the only spaces to bingo are on the bottom right of the board. Yeah, and BestBot's going to take its time in the endgame. I just don't see... I don't see how it's making up 56 points. That's a lot. And, like, I can play Jot here. I mean, I can play Jin or Joe, worst case, Jet here. Like, I knew I'd be able to get rid of my J. I just wasn't seeing how it was going to make up this many points. I mean, obviously, BestBot is going to find its best endgame here. Yeah, I have Gel as well. I mean, it only has 1 pointers. Like, it's gonna make up a good amount, but I feel like it's probably gonna make up 30, maybe 40. It just 56 seems like a lot because it's gonna need. I mean, even if I have to play Jet for 10, it's gonna need to net over 50 points, and I just don't see how it's gonna generate two 25-point plays with all 1-point tiles. It just doesn't seem possible. So yeah, BestBot definitely taking its time here, making sure it plays the right endgame. But once again, I just don't see how it's going to win. I mean, I just really don't. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Shire doesn't take an S. Even if it does, Sweet is almost certainly not enough. I didn't actually think about that, but I'm pretty sure Shire doesn't take an S. I mean, what can BestBot do to score? Something with calories? I guess, yeah, this is a very complicated endgame, because it can't J-stick me, but it definitely would love to stop me from playing Gel or Jot, because those are my highest scoring J-plays. The thing is, it can't really do that very easily. I mean, it can, but it won't score anything. Like, you can play Suitor or something like that. But again, I still have places for my J. I knew I wasn't going to get J stuck. Like, I'll just play Jet, and there's just no way I can't see how it's making up that many points. And yeah, well, BestBot really taking its time here. Haven't seen BestBot take quite this long on an endgame. But, I mean, it is complicated. Okay, AE. Wow. So is Shire's good? Is it going to play Suits? I mean, Jot's still enough. That's definitely still enough. I mean, I have to play this, right? Like, I don't have another good J play. But that is definitely enough to outrun Suits, right? So 438, 18, 121, 29, 411. Yeah, I won by 15, I think. So we'll see. We're going to find out if Suits is good. Oh, it is? Oh, or Shire's. It is good. Okay. Interesting. So it goes out with Citus. I do hold on. Yeah, interesting. So, I mean, I don't think that actually affects whether Shire was a good play, because again, even if I don't think there were any J plays it could have had there, and even with those 1-pointers, as we just saw, it wasn't going to be able to score enough. I thought Shire was just a comparative of Shy. I didn't actually realize. I guess that's a noun. It's somebody who shies away from something. Shire's looked funny to me, but we hold on. Very good game. Very stressful game too. Towards the end, as most close games with BestBot are apt to be. So yeah, 438 to 423. I ended up winning. Let's I'm gonna want to look at some of those later turns for sure, but let's start early on. So okay, BestBot going with Jim. Interesting decision not to play Molly, which takes an S. It's a very weird looking 5. Molly taking the S. So this does set up a nice S hook. I feel like I would have probably done that, but yeah, Jim does give a lot less back by only playing off constants. It's very tough to overlap, and it does still set up an S hook. So, I don't know, to me, LNOS is just not a particularly good-looking leave, but interesting decision by BestBot here. I don't think I looked at Inia in this spot. It's not crazy. I wouldn't do it, though. I mean, you're only scoring 14. You're keeping AIU, which is absolutely disgusting, and you're giving back potential double-doubles and big plays on the triple. I think exchanging here is perfectly sound. I'm okay with that decision. And yeah, this was very fortuitous. BestBot bingos, but gives me the N I need for Fanfra, and BestBot bingos again. Okay, I didn't miss anything through the S. That's good. So a bit of bingo fireworks there. He bingos twice in a row. I bingo twice in a row. And now he slows down. He's got the Q. Plays Swag instead of Cowage. Normally I like turning over more tiles if you have the Q, but Swag seems fine. You block the S. You save Cot at the minimum on the next turn. So I think that's fine. Yeah, here... Oh, I didn't see Draper in this spot. That might be a little bit better. Again, I don't hate Drop, though. It has a lot of upside. ENRT goes great with both the E and the A. My bingo percentage is definitely quite good here. It is about a 10-point sacrifice, which is substantial, and I give up some turnover, but I think ENRT, again, like, it depends on the board. On some boards, ENRT would not be that good. On this board, it's not amazing, but here I set up a T-hook for dropped, and I also have an A and an E, which are both perfect floaters for this rack to work with. So I think this is a reasonable fish in this case. And normally I don't love fishing, but I think in that case it is reasonable. And then BestBot here, wow. That's a really interesting decision by BestBot. Playing Kui, electing not to play Cot. Wow. Like, I would have instantly played Cot and just said goodbye to the Q here. This is not that bad a leave. Why is it keeping the Q? I mean, yeah, I can play Cot next turn, but is the Q really that likely to improve beyond Cot? I mean, like, what do you even hit from this R? You're going to need a perfect draw. Like, Rogues? What are the odds you get that? I mean, there are 3 U's unseen. I get that. I guess, I mean, it can play QIS and Fanfarons, maybe? But, I mean, that's like 45. Is that much better than just getting rid of the Q now? I don't know. I mean, to me, like, this leave has enough potential to bingo that... Wow, that's really interesting to me that, I mean, BestBot is okay with holding the Q there. That's one of the more counterintuitive plays I've seen BestBot make. I mean, AQS, like, sure, the Q isn't that bad on this board. You have Cot, you have good potential to draw QIS. I mean, there are 8 eyes left. Like, you're probably going to get an eye for QIS for 45, so maybe that's the logic. I don't know. To me, I would still get rid of the Q here, but, okay. Here, oh, I didn't see Wiener. Yeah, I saw Rower. I didn't think about starting with a W. I didn't generate options very well in this spot. That's probably worth it over War. I mean, let's see. It's 10 more points. Yeah, I mean, again, ENRT is very strong. Is it worth 10 points on this board? It's probably not. It's probably a slight mistake what I did. I mean, again, it goes really well with this A. I have dropped. I have potential bingos next to 4 land. It's not a horrible board for this leave for drawing a bingo, but yeah, Wiener for 10 more points, and RT is still a pretty nice leave. That's probably worth it. It's this is probably a little too fishy. I'm going to say that's a small mistake. And wow, BestBot going with Nima, I guess not wanting to play remaps and open all this. Remap here, interesting play. It definitely gives back a lot of overlaps. Yeah, and BestBot's still holding on to that Q. Very interesting to see how long the bot holds onto the Q for, and the bot still has the Q with picks. I mean, that obviously makes sense. You're scoring 50 points. You have QU now. Yeah, once again, Davitt has to be right here. It's just too many points. And now BestBot finally uses the Q. Let's see here. Yeah, I saw Haku. I saw all these plays. This is pretty bad, I think, keeping the U. I saw this, which isn't crazy. I'm okay with my play, though. Again, I mean, it's a little bit of an equity sacrifice. It's not a massive... I don't feel like equity sacrifice. The 2 H's aren't bad for scoring plays depending on what it does. And I do take away that R, which is certainly something I want to do given that pool, and I am going to be taking a lead. So I don't think Haku is unreasonable. It's also somewhat defensive, and I mean, I think Haiku is a little bit too aggressive just because it gives back the S-hook as well with 2 S's left, and it could make it pretty easy for the bot to bingo. Haku, the S-hook is not particularly useful because there's only room for 6 tiles there, so we can't use it for a bingo. Haku may be a little bit of a better play. I don't mind my decision, though. And, yeah, so I guess that had Sinesio, but it doesn't play. And, yeah, it goes with Recoin, which makes perfect sense. Scoring, keeping ES. Yeah, I think Doze is forced. Oh, I didn't think about Doze here. That's interesting. Might be better, maybe, to block the lines next to Swag? Does get rid of the E, though, and keeping the E is certainly nice, just for Val insurance. Yeah, that's interesting, to be honest, because Doze does have some bingo defense merits, for sure. I'm not sure about this one. I might have been better off getting rid of the E and playing it over there. So let's see here. BestBot, yeah, it goes with Bovid. I guess here it's sort of just figuring it needs to bingo. Because, yeah, I can play Borer for 38. That's interesting, because you can pretty much tie the game with that, and... I mean, you have that V, I guess, is just really annoying, especially with the J unseen. You do have the 2 S's, but the S's also just aren't doing that much on this board. I mean, drops isn't a very lucrative hook. I guess there is, there is Sped as well. I didn't actually think about that line. There's a bingo line here, right, with Sped ending in ST. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Ovibos for 30 is interesting. That just gives back too many scoring options here. Yeah, I guess BestBot's play isn't bad. I mean, it's not that easy as we saw for me to block everything, and you have decent bingo percentage. So yeah, this turn, this was tough. So yeah, I actually didn't even see this line with sped. But I don't think there's much else it can get there. I mean, there's... Yeah, if it has, like, latists or saltists, I think I just lose. Oh, it could have actually bingoed... I just saw this, guys. If I draw JLU, it can play defeatists from the DEF, ending in the S here with sped. That's insane. I mean, granted, it still would have tastiest over here, but yeah, that would have been insane for it to bingo out with defeatists for, like, 73 or however many that was as a 10. That's wild. Yeah, so I mean, there are several bingo possibilities here for BestBot. I don't even think I registered in the game. I mean, so like, if I'm going to empty the bag with something, I might as well, I think, just do something similar to what I did and block. And again, I didn't realize Shire took an S, but I don't think that changes much because it's not going to be able to outscore me still. I'm up 54 points, and it doesn't have Saju or any big J plays there, I don't think. And if I don't have the J, then I'll have enough flexibility to have a decent play. And if I have the J, as we saw, I'm going to be able to use it. So I don't think this ever loses if it doesn't bingo. So really, again, the only question is, do I empty the bag and just go all in on it not bingoing? Or do I try to play off, like, 2 tiles? Again, this empties the bag. It's tricky, because I need to play off 2. And I mean, this isn't terrible. But again, here's the problem, guys. I was like, okay, if BestBot bingos, right? Let's say it can play, if it plays over here, let's say, then it sort of has mostly blocked off all of these 8s down here. Because there just isn't going to be enough room for them to fit, right? I mean, even say through this O, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the 7th tile would reach this double word here, which is going to be obstructed. Like, it's going to be almost impossible for me to fit anything. I'd need to probably bingo with drops or dropped, which isn't that easy. I'd need to probably use the blank for it, and it's awkward to start or to have an S or a T be the second tile. So that was a concern. If BestBot bingos, say, through this O or this I across, then again, where am I bingoing? Maybe if it bingos through the O, I could still hit something from this N. It's not that easy. And, I mean, again, now this line is gone, right? It's going to be blocked. The drop line is also gone. It's like there's a lot of room on the bottom right, but there isn't really room for 2 bingos. You know, like, it's just whatever bingo is played down there is going to just kind of exhaust the rest of the space. And that's why I think it's important to think sort of geometrically on these turns, right? Think about, okay, where can the bot bingo? And in all these different places, if it bingo's there, what's it going to leave me? And in all of those cases, it's not going to leave me much. And I also just didn't love my outrunning chances, right? So if I do this for 18... I'm going to be up 47. If the bot bingoes for 70, 75, it goes up in the 20s. If I can't bingo, the bot's going to have 1 tile. It'll go out, obviously, even if it has the J. It's got plenty of spots with Joe up here and Jin. I don't see myself netting... I mean, I'm going to need to net probably 30 points after the bot goes out, which, with 7 tiles, maybe doable depending on what it bingos with, but not reliably so. I just didn't feel like I could outrun a bingo often enough. Like, if I felt I had a good chance to either counter bingo or outrun a bingo, then I probably would play off 2 tiles here. Like, it's the more traditional approach to these kind of situations, especially when you have a blank and some good tiles, is trying to counter bingo or strike back, especially when you can't block all the bingos. But I felt here, like, when the bot bingos, like, it's gonna win almost always, whether it bingos out or it doesn't bingo out. I just didn't feel like... Because the main advantage of not letting your opponent bingo out, right, is to either counter bingo or counter score enough to outrun it in the endgame. And I just didn't feel I was going to be able to do any of those. So if I can't do any of those, then I might as well just block everything I can now, not give it another chance to fish and possibly hit something in 2 spots, and do what I did. So I think I made the right call. I mean, I don't know for sure, and I'm certainly open to being told that this is not the correct play, and maybe I could have blocked a few more bingos with something else. I don't know, but... I'm happy with this decision. I think it's the right call. And yeah, BestBot makes this nice endgame play here. Once again, I was not aware of Shire taking an S, but that's okay. I still had enough to win, and very good game. Very stressful win, but a good win and a much needed win. Once again, 15-point victory, 438, 423. Overall, I'm really happy with how I played that game. I think I handled the end well. Maybe War was not correct. Wiener might have been a little bit better. Also, Drop. Those were a little bit uncharacteristically fishy for me, those plays, and they may have not been correct, but I'm not too upset about those decisions at that point in the game. It worked out okay in the end, and yeah, once again, just really fun game, and very happy to come away with the win. And we now improved to 3-10, so that sounds a lot better than 2-11 at least. It still doesn't sound great, but hopefully we can keep things going and get another win in our next game, number 14. So that's it for this one, guys. A lot to unpack there, but I think we got through most of it. So hope you guys enjoyed it and maybe learned something. And yeah, I'll see you all soon for the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.